talk about some overhead pressing now. So, basically very commonly known as shoulder presses. So, how we address overhead pressing is a little different at Athlete Unleashed, because one thing we find is many people do not have the upper back mobility and the shoulder mobility to perform a shoulder press without overextending their lumbar spine and also maintaining good posture. So, something very common we see with the standard shoulder press with most people is, Chamath, you want to grab the 2 dumbbells, is when performing a shoulder press, we first see them overarching the lumbar spine. So, we see this a lot because they do not have the core stability and the upper back mobility to perform this exercise. This is very common in many individuals. The other issue we see is a forward head posture. So, they are unable to maintain a good posture how they would normally be standing when doing this exercise. So, we like to perform a very different progression when trying to develop some overhead pressing strength. So, let us take a look at that now. Okay. So, generally how we start off the overhead pressing movement with most clients is we start off in this half kneeling position with an alternating movement. So, Chamath is just going to give us a demonstration of a few reps how we do the exercise. So, we stay in this nice rack position. We like using kettlebells because you can get a bit of a rotation component when doing this exercise. The shoulder likes rotation and we can get that rotational component when doing this exercise. So, Chamath is going to show us a few reps doing this exercise. So, we just alternate each arm when doing this exercise, maintaining a nice stable core. It is very hard to cheat when doing this exercise in a half kneeling position. Very difficult to overextend your low back, very difficult to bring your head forward, and just basically automatically you get into a great posture when doing this alternating half kneeling shoulder press. Okay. Alright, so once we have done the half kneeling kettlebell shoulder press, or you could also do it with a dumbbell, we then progress into standing position. So, basically there is less stability when doing this exercise. When you are in a half kneeling position, you got 3 points of contact. You have got your ankles, you have got both your feet and your knee on the floor when doing this exercise. So, now when you do this exercise, you have just got 2 points of contact, your feet. So, your core is challenged further, and we will continue to work that that overhead strength. So, Chamath, let us go for a few reps. Again, we would rack the kettlebell there and we would alternate with each arm when doing this exercise. Once the client gets better at this, we will just go with one arm. So, Chamath, you can just drop one dumbbell down. And again, we are challenging the core further when we go one arm, because again that lateral core musculature is challenged while getting that overhead pressing strength with the one arm shoulder press. So, we very rarely do shoulder pressing with both arms, because we find most people, majority of the population, struggle to maintain good posture when doing that exercise.